Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel for another fun flow. This is a great series because this means a longer practice together. So a chance for us to dive deeper into the sequence, really enjoy the poses, gain more flexibility and strength as we practice together. If you ever have any questions about anything, feel free to comment at the end of the video and I'll definitely get back to you. Thanks for practicing, guys, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, well, we're gonna get started at the top of your mat. So go ahead and stand up for me, relax your shoulders. Good, and I'm just gonna kind of move with you today. I want you to feel relaxed. I want you to feel awake. I also want you to feel like you're just kind of stress-free of your day and everything else that's going on in the world. So just take the palms forward, close your eyes, and start to deepen your breath. So I want you to make your core really strong, your heart open. And push your feet down into the ground and just kind of feel this sense of calmness come over the body. And then take 3 more breaths. And the goal here is to breathe in and out through the nose. So that's Ujjayi breath. So while you stand here with your eyes closed, standing tall, head stacked over hips, I invite you with your lips closed to breathe in together and out together. And again, in together and out. And then let's do one more breath. So inhale, breathe in with me. Exhale as you breathe out. Bring your arms up to the sky, so reach them straight up into the air. Push your palms together and then try to lift your gaze up, which will support a slight back bend, ideally through the mid to upper back. And then on your exhale, you're going to bend your knees some, bow forward, bringing your chest over your legs, and then pushing into your feet to lift your tailbone up to the sky. So I want you to take what we call a forward fold. So you're just going to let your head hang here. You're going to feel the weight in both of your feet. And as you stretch out the back of your legs, your hamstrings, hopefully you can feel some release through the low back, hips, hamstrings, wherever you're tight. And now place your hands on your shins, halfway lift the spine. So you want to re-lengthen your back, like put something on your back so it doesn't fall. And then exhale, fold forward. We're going to take a giant step back with both feet into down dog. So that's one foot and then the other. Your butt is in the air and your knees are soft. Now as you press back in this variation of this pose called down dog, let your knees bend, let your elbows bend some. Look under your right armpit and then your left armpit. So you're going to rotate through the muscles in your neck. Good. And then on your exhale, we're going to shift to high plank for our first time. So top of a push-up. Probably been here before, so engage your core. Good. Maybe look slightly forward just so that you don't have your chin tucked. We're going to lower all the way down to our bellies. So drop your knees if you need to for 3, 2, 1, and land. Take your hands off your mat. So gently wiggle your fingers off to the left and the right. You're going to press into your fingertips and then bring your chest up, maybe an inch, maybe 6 inches, maybe to fully straight arms. Notice the top of my feet are down, so mimic that action. And then exhale very slowly, lower, and let your forehead tap. Repeat that. Inhale, hug the scapula together. That's the area between your shoulder blades. Press up, and then if you're cozy, join me here. You're developing strength in those fingers, extremities, and then exhale, lower down. 3rd time's the charm. We'll try it once more. 1, 2, 3, inhale. Bring your body up, 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 up. Good. Take another big breath in, guys. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Ground your hands under your armpits. And then press your hips back to your heels for child's pose. So if at any point today as we're flowing together, I invite you to take this pose, which is a resting pose. If you don't need it, don't take it. If you want it, go for it. On your next breath, we go to hands and knees, which is tabletop. And then let's give our hips a bump from side to side. So just gonna pop your hips left and right. They might pop, so don't be afraid. Good, and then inhale, turn one hand around and then the other. So if you're typing a lot with work, if you're holding on to your phone and texting a lot, doing things like that, getting into the wrist can be really beneficial. And then I just want you to pull your hips back, working into those forearms, and then exhale, come forward. I definitely have more tension on the right forearm when I do this. You may notice that if you're right-handed. One more time, move those hips back for me, good. And then exhale, turn your fingers forward, one hand and then the other. And then inhale, push into your hands, pick up your gaze, send your belly to the ground, stick out your butt. Good, exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, puff up the upper back, hold it, 3. Tuck your chin and breathe, 2. Good, exhale, curl your toes with me. Let's go to downward facing dog again. So the goal of doing more and more yoga is that down dog becomes comfortable. If you're newer to practice, this pose may feel a little tight. It may feel challenging to hold in your feet or your hands. You may notice fatigue quickly. But again, the more and more that you are in this pose, the stronger you'll feel. Exhale to plank again, shoulders on top of wrists, hold it. Good, lift your hips up and back. Go to down dog. Repeat, inhale, plank, hold it, shoulders on top of wrist. And one more time, lift those hips up and back, good job. Downward facing dog. Exhale, let's look at our hands. Tiptoe all the way up, one foot and then the other, and then arrive. So remember, if you have yoga blocks, which bring the ground closer to you, feel free to use them. Those are called your props. Otherwise, just bend those knees and fold to where you're comfortable. We're going to come up through the spine bone by bone. So take your time, stack the body all the way to the top, and then sweep your arms up into the air. Exhale through heart center, we bow forward. Good, flat back, lengthen out again. So remember, put your water, coffee right on your back. Exhale, step the left foot back. Press the left hand down. Raise your right arm up and take a nice twisted lunge. So look to the right. So I'm staring towards my pineapples that are behind me. Or up to your right thumb if your neck feels good enough for that. Exhale, bring the right hand down to your mat. And then we're going to put our left knee down. So that's going to start to pull in your left hip flexor and quad. When you're ready, inhale, reach up. Good, exhale, steady. One more breath, inhale, lengthen. Exhale your hands down to the mat. And we're gonna step to plank pose. So pick up your back knee, step back. Look forward on your inhale, exhale, here's your chaturanga, tricep push-up. Inhale, transition, up dog or cobra. Notice my feet, tops of the feet are important here. Exhale, up and over to downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Look at your hands. You're either going to step up again or bend your knees, float up. Lift halfway. Good, and then let's gently fold together. Nice work. Inhale, rise all the way up, stretch and open your heart. Good, exhale, straight back down, bending at the knees, folding forward. Flat back. Exhale, let's take the right foot back. So now we'll glue the right hand down below the shoulder and then peel your left arm straight up to the sky. So what's important here is that you bend your left knee forward, you press through your back heel, and that you're hugging this left inner thigh in the whole time. So do your best to look up if you can. Otherwise, you're welcome to look down, especially if your neck is tight. Maybe all day you've kind of been hunched around something, so if your neck is feeling a little bit unhappy, just look straight down at your left toes. On your next breath, let's inhale together. Frame your foot, exhale. Right knee lowers, hip shift forward, pause. Good, here we go, knee down lunge, take your arms up. Send your hips forward, reach. So think about lengthening. Think about stretching, thinking about getting a little bit more space. Inhale this right hip flexor, big stretch. Exhale your hands down. And then here we go, plank. Now this time we're gonna add in side plank, Vashisthasana. So rotate the feet to the right, raise your left arm up. If that's too much, put your right knee down. If you can, look up to your left hand, make sure your right elbow is stable and slightly bent, so that way it's not locking out. And then on your next breath, lower your left hand down. Good, optional push-up. So option 1, hold it. Option 2, I'm gonna drop my knees. It's been a long day of teaching. Straight down, straight up. Again, only if you want it. Good, let's go to side 2. Left hand, right arm up. Drop the left knee if you want, or maybe even stack your feet. Look up to right hand if you want to. 3, 2, exhale, lower. And this time we're gonna take it all the way down to our bellies. For a count of 3, 2, 1, rest. Take the hands back along the toes. Palms are flat for this pose, so push down. Now tuck your toes, slide your knees back a little bit, and then put the top of your feet down. Inhale, bring your chest up as high as you can. Feel the effort here to lift, lift, lift. And then maybe you add one foot and then the other. So really, really trying to find this belly down back bend called shavasana. If you want, lift your arms. 3, tuck your chin. 2, good, and then let's lower together. Here we go, child's pose. Knees, hands, hips to heels. Nice job. So again, just kind of feeling that work so far and how your body's responding. Exhale, forward, hands and knees. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. So as you arrive in down dog, known as Adho Mukha Svanasana, this is your 3rd or 4th time here. Hopefully you feel a little bit more flexible. Not this like complete transformation, but just this idea of being able to be in the pose comfortably. Peel your right leg up when you're ready. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Come into warrior 2. So watch my back foot. You're gonna spin it down. Now don't turn your toes all the way to the left, but almost. And then rise up, gazing out over your right arm for me for warrior 2. So your arms are nice and long, and then your right knee lines up, if possible, with your ankle. And if you feel like you're not feeling much there, then bring your feet even wider apart. Good. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Good. Enjoy the practice, guys. Feel that space you're creating. And then exhale, forearm to thigh. And we're going to flow through that a little bit. So place your forearm on your thigh and then take your left arm just straight up, okay? So hold here. On your next breath, we're going to inhale, reverse the warrior again. So reach up and back. Keep the right knee deeply bent. And then exhale, forearm to thigh, land. So again, you've already been here. Maybe this left arm stays straight up this time, or maybe it reaches a little bit further over your head. Last round together, here we go. Inhale, reverse, but let your right leg go straight for this reverse warrior so that you can get some room in your quad. And then exhale, last side angle, forearm to thigh. Or bring your hand all the way down to the ground if it's comfortable. Good. Now, imagine that I was able to come and assist you, right? And peel your ribs open. And then think about stretching, spreading, and continuing to roll so that your gaze is straight up to the sky and your ribs are moving with your gaze. 3, 2, nice job. Exhale, take your time, look at your right foot. And then very simply put your left hand down, pivot to the left so that you're in a wide-legged forward bend. I want you to take a moment here, make sure your toes are parallel, and then exhale, drop your head. Take your time breathing as you fold, stretching out the hamstrings, and then just feeling this nice stretch in the posterior part of the body. Exhale, looking left and right. Make sure your neck is relaxed. Good. On your next breath, we lift together halfway up. Good. Exhale, we turn our back left toes out a little bit. So instead of turning them in, I want you to turn them out. So if your head was at 12 o'clock, think about your left toes turning out to about 10 o'clock. Now start to bend the knee. Option 1, you're here. Notice my butt is lined up with my knee. Option 2, I'm going to sit deeper, and I'm going to let my heel come to the ground, and then maybe your left heel also drops. So this is a much deeper version called skandasana, where I work into the groin, hamstring, and hips. Otherwise, maybe you're here more in an upright version. Kind of depends on what feels best. Holding 3, maybe balance with your hands at your heart for 2. Good. Now look forward at your right foot. We're moving together. Ready, set, pivot to the front of the mat. Freeing the right foot. Good. Exhale, plank, step it back. Chaturanga, back bend. And then let's lift the hips back to down dog. Nice job. Knees are slightly bent. Right side body should feel warmed up. You should feel the heat. Let's take the left leg up when you're ready. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Pause here, get that nice stretch in, one leg to the other. And then please gracefully step forward. Nice, spin your back heel down. Now remember the toes, turn them in just a little bit. Come on up, we land together, warrior 2. Now I invite you into this warrior 2 to really use your legs. You're powerful, you're strong, so let that left knee bend, find your alignment, feel your strength. Make sure your arms are in one line. Sometimes you actually have to look at that back arm to make sure it's there. Let's use our breath. Inhale to reverse. Remember, we're coming here a few times today. Exhale, side angle. Forearm to thigh. Take your right arm straight up and pause. Step 1. Here we go. Good. Really root through your back foot. I'm very tight in my right side body, so this pose helps me open up. So hopefully you feel that through the ribs, intercostals, and even where you connect with your hips. Here we go. We reverse. Inhale. Keep the knee bent. Good. Exhale. We go forearm to thigh. And then this right arm stays in the air. Maybe it reaches over the head. Yes. Continuing that line of energy, that stretch. Good. Go ahead. Inhale. Reverse. Strong, strong, strong. Stay with me. Good. Exhale. Press through the left foot. Let the leg go straight. 3, 2. Now bend your left knee. Here's that transition. Bring your left hand, if you can, all the way down to the ground. And then your right arm can stay in the air or choose where you want it to go. But again, don't fight for this if it doesn't feel good. Think about these right ribs. We're not trying to roll in. We're trying to roll open and up. 3, 2. Look at your left foot. It's on the ground. Lower your right hand. I'm going to turn away from you now. Here we go. Wide-legged stance to the right. So parallel your feet. Exhale. Thankfully, I can see you when I look back. So soften and bend your knees some. Nice job. And then again, just exhale. So in this wide-legged forward fold, the goal is to release tension, stress, anything you're holding on to, let it just slide off your body. Now, we're going to halfway lift the spine. If your head is at 12 o'clock, we're going to turn our right toes out to 2 o'clock. Option 1, meet me right here. So this left leg straightens, and then my right knee bends. Option 2, meet me here. We sink down deeper. We experience this deeper version of skandasana if it feels good. Again, option 1, hang out. Option 2, go a little bit further. Hands to heart if you can in either pose for 3, 2. Now look forward at your left foot. Find your travel forward. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Now look at the top of your mat, okay? We're not going to plank. We're stepping up. Ready, set, go. Feet together. Good. Take a flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, fold, and then I want you to take your chin, bring it into your chest, and then feel your forehead get as close as you can to your knees without any pain or tension. I invite you here to feel the weight in your feet, to breathe in and out, and then to notice the stretch in the upper back. Now, add on. Take your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers, slide your elbows in, okay? So if your elbows are here, hug your ears. Now tuck your chin, and then here's that deep stretch through your neck. 3, 2, yes, 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 1. Let your hands go. Beautiful work. Let's bone by bone rise all the way up. Body should be feeling nice and warm and strong. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Good. Exhale, bow forward with me and bring your hands down. Now, use your fingertips, okay? Slight tuck of the chin. Extend your left leg back. Line it up with your butt. So not down here, but straight out so you can line it up with your glutes. And then just feel this L shape start with your legs. Keep your right fingertips down, move them slightly in front of your right foot, but then also over to the right. Left hand comes to hip as you peel your ribs open to the left, same idea as side angle. And then maybe your left arm comes up. Good, so I want you to feel like you have actively turned your hip open. It was closed, but now you moved it into an external rotation. Good. 3. If you're falling out of it, feel free to put your hand on a water bottle too. That can help you if it's hard to reach for the ground. 2. Now, bring your left hand down. Roll your left hip closed. Ready, set, close the hip. Then let the feet come together. Good. So that goes from a closed hip variation into open hip. Side 2, halfway lift. Set up left hand in front of the toes and over to the left. Extend right leg back, hold. So again, I literally just let my foot leave the mat and go straight up. Okay, don't do anything fancy except reach straight back. Now, roll open. Left knee has a little bend. Right hand moves to ribs. Look to the right so I can see my pineapple shower curtain, and then reach up. 3. I feel like the more I mention the pineapple shower curtain, the less tacky it looks, so that's the goal of keeping you happy about having to see it. Take one more big breath in. Now, without falling, right fingertips, pause. Roll the hip, pause. Let the feet come together, pause. And now rest. Really hard pose called Ardha Chandrasana Half Moon. So if you're newer to the practice, that's definitely a challenging one. Let's bend our knees, sweep the ground, reach up. Utkatasana chair pose, aka squat. So sink down. Good. Pull the hands to heart center. You're going to take the back of your left arm. You're going to lock it on your right leg. Ready, set, twist. As you twist, feel your head reach forward. A lot of times when we twist, we bump our hips the opposite direction. So if you're moving your booty to the left, pull it back to center. You're here for 3. 2, as you drop your butt, inhale, center, come back up for me. Good, stay, come on. Now stand up, lean back. And then I want you to hug your left knee to your chest so you're standing on your right foot. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. It's called figure 4. And you're going to sink down into your hips. So as you're here, I'll kind of turn towards you so it's easier to see. The ankles crossed, and then you want to take your hips and sit straight back. Maybe you go here. Maybe you move down. Really depends on what feels best for you. But the goal is to get a really deep stretch in the outside of your left booty, aka those muscles that are sitting all day long or running or cycling too many miles. 3, 2, let's bring the knee up, find balance. Hold it, and then exhale, hands to heart. Feet are together and arms by your sides. Bend your knees as you sweep the ground. We go back to chair. Hold it. Now really look down, see your toes and deepen. Hands to heart center. We twist to our left. Same pose we just did. Look at those kneecaps. Take a quick peek. Make sure they're facing forward. And then do the best you can to not be engaged in all of your muscles the whole time, but try to use your breath, okay? 3, 2, I'm shaking right there with you. And then inhale, come back to center, hold it. Sit as low as you can, hold it. Rise all the way up. And then you're gonna hug the right knee to your chest, standing on the left foot. Take the right ankle across the leg, and then when you're ready, sit back with your butt. And again, it's called figure 4. Now, if you have a wall nearby, this can feel really nice. So you'll push into the wall, and then watch. I'm gonna drop my head through my arms to release any tension in my neck. Now, obviously, I have to have some mobility there in my shoulders to get there. And you have to have a wall nearby. But something to practice next time you want to stretch out the outside of your hips. Take another breath. Inhale, find balance. Bring your right knee straight up. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Keep it there. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, we're going to slide our knuckles down our tailbone. Good. Exhale, hinge, fold, lift your butt, and then breathe. Yes, yes, yes. Turn your head left and right. Let it feel good. Beautiful job. And then release your hands to your yoga mat. We're going to halfway lift. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Take your time. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale, here's downward facing dog. Slow down your breath. Right leg reaches. Knee to nose, bring your knee to your chest. Right leg reaches. Step forward. Now you're gonna walk your right foot to the outside of your hands. So it's called heel toe it over to the right. So now both my hands are inside of my foot. Lower your left knee. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, maybe drop one forearm and then the other if it's available. This is also very hard to do, so if you feel like there's too much tension here, then don't go as deep. Good. Now again, if you're feeling this a whole lot, maybe you just put your left forearm down. Okay, I'm gonna press into my fist here so that my wrists get a full break, and then just work on kind of pulling my chest through, which feels nice. Take one more inhale through your nose. Exhale, take your time. You're gonna slide your right foot back in line with your left. 1, 2, 3. Wee. Press back to child's pose for a breath. And then inhale, look forward. We're gonna lower those forearms, just like down dog, except it's called dolphins. So you're gonna raise your butt to the sky. Exhale, dig down into those forearms as you feel the effort in your shoulders start to engage. Good, you're holding here for 3. Press down, lift up your butt for 2. One more big breath, exhale, drop your knees. And then I invite you to sit on your heels. So this is really hard for some of us, depending on the tightness in our knees, thighs, or the rest of our body. So as you sit on those heels, really push down, and then hopefully there's a little bit of comfort here in your thighs. All right, option, maybe this is where you stay. Otherwise, curl your toes. Try to get your big toes to touch, and it's okay if your heels are a little bit apart. And then try to sit on your heels. So now what you're doing is, instead of the foot going in the same direction that it does all day, we're forcing it in the opposite direction. You may be like, holy cow, I feel that in my feet, okay? So just breathe into the soles of your feet. Allow yourself an opportunity just to notice. So it's like your hands, right? If we make a fist, it's much more comfortable than if we move the hand the opposite direction, like extension. Flexion, much easier. Extension, much harder. Same idea with the feet. For 3, come on, 2. Hands go forward. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Add in some of that healthy feet stuff throughout your day, your practice. It will really help you not have any foot cramping or tension. Let's take the left leg up when you're ready. Pause with it in the air. Knee to nose, so round the spine to come forward. Send the leg all the way back up. Pause. And now take this left foot, step it through. Good. Now walk the foot over to the left heel toe. And you're going to put your right knee down on the mat and your hips are going to go forward. So you're going to feel this sensation of lizard pose. Now again, this can feel really demanding in the hips and the pelvis and the groin right away. So this is a great place to stay. If you're comfortable, we drop the right forearm. If you're still comfortable, we drop the left. And we chill here and just give ourselves time to ease into the hips, the groin, the pelvis, and any other areas of tension in our bodies. Now, again, if you're uncomfortable, feel free to keep those arms straight. If your wrists are starting to get some tension, make fist. I like to make fist because it strengthens my wrists and just gets me off my fingertips a little bit, which are used all day long on the computer. Take one more breath. Good. Now exhale. Here we go. Take this left knee, slide it right back. Ready, set, go. Slide it back. And then you're going to exhale, press back to child's for a breath. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, forearms down. Curl your toes, dolphin pose. Hold. Good. Look back at your toes the whole time so your neck isn't being used in the way that offers any stress or tension. And then do the best you can to drive down through those forearms to lift up through your butt. Stay for 3, 2, yes, yes, yes. Exhale, drop your knees. Now go to child's pose for a little bit longer. So slide those hands back by your sides, palms face up. Put your forehead down on the mat and then feel the spread of the muscles in your upper back. Notice this idea of your torso kind of being a drape over your thighs. Just like the blankets would hang off the edge of the bed or sofa if you were to lay a blanket. Try to imagine that as your spine. Give it a little bit of softness. Take another breath in. Exhale as your hands go forward. We'll meet in down dog. I invite you to take another vinyasa with me, okay? So let's inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's fire up that core a little bit. Drop your knees and have a seat, okay? So always important to get that whole center of the body ready to rock and roll. And if you're like, I already felt that today, that's okay. All right, just lay down on your back. I'll cue you through it. So knees are at 90, right over your hips. And all you're gonna do is lay your palms down. And I want you to tap your right heel to the mat and then your left heel. So a very simple start. Just starting to feel the alignment of hugging the inner thighs in towards an imaginary object. And then as you do these single heel hops, try not just to use your core, use your hip flexors, but let your core take over. Good. Now, if you're feeling comfortable, let's go for both heels. Tap, and then bring them in. Just got a whole lot harder. Good. Let's do 4. Let's do 3. Come on, fight for those stomach muscles. Let's do 2. Getting deep into those belly muscles. One more time. Tap. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Exhale, extend your legs up. Your hands are still next to you, so let your fingers be soft. Legs to sky. I invite you to press your hips off the mat and your feet straight up. Looks like this. Push. So in this reverse crunch, we're picking up our butt and we're reaching our feet straight up to the ceiling. Good. Let's do 8. 7. Try not to use momentum. 6. Go slow. 5. Nice work. 4. 3. 2. Straight leg bicycle. So keep your legs in the air. Put your hands behind your head. Now, if your hip flexors are really tight or your back hurts, feel free to bend your knees. Otherwise, legs up. We're going to twist and lower, twist and lower. So my opposite elbow is reaching across my thigh, just like it does in a chair pose twist, as I go left to right. And my goal is to control the movement the whole time and not allow my legs to speed up the process. Good. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Good. Now rock on your low back side to side. And then you're going to place your hands over your kneecaps and you're going to draw circles, big circles. So the low back is going to massage as the knees circle. And then I invite you to reverse that, okay? So reverse your circles. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. Exhale, big rock to seated. And then you're just going to sit up nice and tall. Ankles crossed, hopefully comfortable. If you have a yoga block and you're kind of sitting like this, putting a block under your butt can help you sit up straight. A lot of us don't own them, so maybe instead put a pillow under your butt. That can help you, okay? So think about how your spine looks, reach up. And then exhale, I'm going to twist away from you as you twist to the right. Now, the goal here is to rotate through the shoulders. But I want you guys to take your chin and tuck it straight down to your chest. So you'll feel the stretch through the back of the neck. You'll notice your breath as it moves through the body. And I really, really want you to fight through tucking the chin and getting that really big stretch through any area that's causing you pain or tension. Good. Raise your head up. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, seated twist in the opposite direction, so to the left. Exhale, take your chin, bring it straight down to the chest. Good. Rotate, rotate, rotate. 3, 2, one more breath. Good. Now turn forward, but switch the cross of your feet. Then scoot your butt back about a foot, so literally pick it up, and then walk your hands out in front of you so that you take this nice little fold. And some of you may be here, okay? You may be more upright, but if you can, try to get those hands out in front of you and just enjoy the sensation of folding in. You're here for 3, 2, and then gracefully bring the torso up. Good. Exhale your legs forward. Scooch up. And then I invite you to lay down onto your back. Good. Hug your right knee to your chest, please. Lay your left leg down on the ground. Exhale, right foot to sky. So I invite you to hold above or below the knee and gently pull the leg towards you. Maybe point your toes, flex your feet, draw some circles. Good. One more big stretch there. Hug your knee to your chest deeply. And then you're just gonna lay your right leg down and then hug the left knee in. So give it a big squeeze, reaching up and over the shin. Exhale, leg to sky, hold above or below the knee. And then gently pull the leg towards you. Good. 3. Stretch. 2. One more big breath. Exhale, knee to chest. Good. Put one foot down and then the other so that your knees are bent. We're going to inhale, bridge up. So notice I'm pressing into my feet. Your hips are in the air. Your glutes are activated, so strong, tight core. And then maybe walk those shoulder blades underneath your back. Good. And then feel that nice bridge shape come through your body here. Holding steady, holding strong for 3. Core tight, glutes engaged, 2. And then you're going to lower your upper back, your low back, and then finally your bottom. Good. Breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Bridge up, strong legs, firm glutes, press through the upper back. Now, if you want more, you can take those hands under your back. You can interlace your fingers so that you're propped up, and then you should feel this really nice opening through the front of your chest. So you're opening up the heart, you're shredding that emotion, and then you're allowing your chest to bend the opposite direction it normally does all day. Take one more big breath in for me. Good. Start to maneuver your back down as you get rid of those hands, and then exhale to your mat. Now, keep your knees bent, but widen your feet, and let your kneecaps touch. So as my inner thighs touch here, I'm just going to lay my hands on my low belly. Take a moment to breathe. And then from there, I invite you to open up those knees, to pull them into your chest for a big hug, rocking a little bit side to side. And then we're going to invite happy baby into our practice. So reach for the sides of your feet. Bend your knees so they come to your armpits. And if you want, maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Good. 3, 2, one more time, and 1. Pause here. Close your eyes. Feel the space that you've hopefully created not only in your physical body, but your emotional body. Stressful time of year as we approach holidays, but also with everything we have going on in our world, how we choose to handle the next few days of this year that leads us into success for the new year. Let's release our feet down to the mat. And with your eyes closed, we're going to extend the right leg all the way out and then the left leg all the way out. I invite you to let your palms face up to the sides and then try to create some softness in your back. As we enter corpse pose, shavasana, I want your mind to be quiet. I encourage you to use the sensation of pleasure, bliss, and joy, and allow it to enter your body right here as you rest on your back. You're a strong, strong human. Remember that, and then just allow yourself right now to breathe. Inhaling and slowly exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. One more big breath for me. Exhale, sigh out of your mouth. Good. And then turn your head left and right. Feel some mobility through the cervical spine. Good. Let's hug our knees deeply into our chest. Take your time. Big hug. Sigh it out. And then very peacefully come to seated. I invite you to sit up really tall. Close your eyes once you get here and bring your hands to your heart. Thank yourself for all the beautiful opportunities that your body just had to stretch, transform, release, fire, and open. Be so grateful for those small wins in your practice that translate into your everyday. Let's bow forward together. I appreciate you so much for wanting to practice. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed your practice, and thank you guys so much.